Alright guys, so this video is going to be talking a bit about how to be more social, okay? When I was a little kid, I used to struggle a lot with talking to people, so I didn't really give a fuck. I didn't really want to talk to that many people. But then I realized, as I got older, that it's actually quite important to socialize and make connections, okay? So, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to do exactly that, okay? If you're struggling to talk to people, to talk to women, to talk to anyone in your life, how to get past that fucking barrier, because I know everyone has it. You may say you're a confident guy, you may say you're this and that, but I think everyone has this fucking problem, especially as you get older, okay, in this generation. So what I did to get out of this fucking problem was I used what's called the momentum method, and I created this shit myself, and it pretty much involves being social like a sport, okay? So you know when you warm up for any sport you'll play, you know, like you'll play soccer, you'll play tennis, you'll play any type of sport, okay? What do you do before you play the sport? You warm up, okay? And the better the warm up, the better the fucking performance, okay? And so I noticed that when I played sports or when I did any physical activity, I was better when I warmed up. So I used the same fucking logic and I said, okay, if I just warm up before I talk to people, maybe I'll talk better. And this shit actually fucking worked, okay? And so I was struggling a lot trying to figure out how to do it, but then I realized the best method is this method that I made myself. So write this shit down, stay along with me here, because it's actually not too complicated, but it actually fucking works, okay? And after I did this for a couple times, you know, I started getting good at it. I started being way more social, started not worrying about what I was saying when I was talking to people outside of my comfort zone in different places, because it just flowed, okay? You don't worry about it anymore, okay? So, what you have to do in the momentum method, the first step is to start talking to yourself, okay? Like I'm doing right now. You have to start talking to yourself in a positive light, okay? You gotta start saying, saying how good of a day it is, all right? How good you feel, what you're gonna do today, how you're gonna feel after you do it. You're gonna say, you could just wake up and be like, yeah, today's a great day. Look at the sun. Sun's feeling good. I love the sun. I'm a great person. I'm gonna do great shit today. You saying this stuff is internally going to hype you up. As cringe as it sounds, it's going to work, okay? It always works. Especially the more you do it, the more it's going to work, okay? So you start by talking to yourself, okay? Maybe if you're warming up for a social event 3 hours before, start talking to yourself 3 hours before. Start talking to yourself a little bit, here and there. And then you'll notice that it's not awkward to speak, okay? Because your mouth is just used to fucking saying nonsense, all right? So stay with me, okay? The second step is going to be going for a walk, okay? Obviously, you're not going to talk to yourself on the walk, but you're going to talk to strangers on this walk, okay? You're going to see someone, you're going to say, I like your dog. You're going to look at someone, you're going to say, I like your glasses, okay? And so most of the time, this conversation is going to lead to absolutely nothing. But once you do this, you're going to elicit some sort of internal confidence, all right? It's going to bring up a little bit of your internal confidence because you're like, okay, I can just randomly talk to someone and it's fine. Next thing you're going to do, okay, maybe you might strike up a conversation with these guys. You never know. But once you've got these two things under your belt, you're going to start complimenting ugly women or people you don't want to talk to at all, okay? So you look at someone and you start talking to them. The only reason you're going to do this is because you're going to build the momentum to talking to people that you actually want to talk to without looking like a dumbass, okay? So you have to start talking to these people. You got to say, hey, maybe you got to flirt with some of these girls. You got to be like, hey, I love how you look. Or I don't know, some stupid shit, man. I'm taking a video. I don't really know what to say right now. But, you know what I'm saying? You got to start talking to people, talking to ugly girls, telling them they look good. Or saying, I like your outfit. I like your glasses. I like your hat. I like your shoes. Whatever. And just make something up, okay? So this is going to give you even more internal confidence. So as you can see, we have built up from talking to ourselves to complimenting strangers, and then to complimenting ugly girls or people you don't really want to talk to. Now, you have all this internal confidence built up, all right? You've been talking for at least an hour and a half, and you are now ready, and you don't feel like it's that big of a deal to talk to someone that is hot or talk to someone that is important, okay? Whether it be a CEO, someone you're meeting, or, a hot girl, whatever it may be, okay? if you do this step by step, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable talking to these people. Because why? Because you fucking warmed up. All right. And if you didn't warm up and you went straight into it, sometimes you feel like overwhelmed, or you feel like you don't know what to say because you haven't practiced, guys. So at the end of the day, all this comes down to is practicing. The momentum method is in the name itself, okay? You build up enough momentum to where everything else becomes super easy, okay? And if you think about it logically, it's the same as playing a sport. It's the same as doing something, okay? You got to warm up before you do it, so then your performance is even better, okay? So this is for the people who are really struggling with trying to figure out how to talk to people without looking dumb, okay? Because that's kind of the name of the game. If you want to talk to top level people, you can't look like you don't know what you're talking about, so you have to warm up before. And this momentum method is exactly what's going to get you there, okay, guys? I have so many other beautiful methods that I have in my ebook, right, that I'm going to link down below for you guys to go check out. I also got a community, and we're growing there. We got like 5-6 guys in there, and it's just got a bunch of videos similar to this, just telling you how to get more strong, more smart, and more social all together in one to become a jacked genius. So if you guys want to go check that out, it's going to be in the description below. But regardless, I hope you guys learned from this information how to be more social, okay? How to understand that you need to warm up before you get to your actual best point when you're talking, okay? So performance, that is the number one thing, okay? You want to be top performance when you're talking to people that's important, all right? So I'll leave it at that. Trust in Polo, trust in yourself,